The price of wealth. Akash had spent his entire life chasing money. From a young age, he believed that wealth was the key to happiness. He worked tirelessly, sacrificing sleep, friendships, and even time with his family to build his business. He skipped family dinners, missed birthdays, and ignored his health, always telling himself that one day, once he had enough money, he would finally enjoy life. And he succeeded. By the time he was 40, Akash had everything he once dreamed of: luxury cars, a grand mansion, and a bank account that never seemed to stop growing. But something was missing. Despite his success, he often felt restless, as if happiness was always just out of reach. One evening, exhausted from another long day of work, Akash stopped by a small cafe on the way home. It was a simple place, nothing fancy, just warm lights, the smell of fresh coffee, and the quiet hum of conversation. He ordered a drink and sat by the window, watching people laugh and talk, their faces full of life. Across from him sat an old man, humming a tune while sipping tea. His clothes were simple, his hands rough with age, but his eyes held a deep sense of peace. Akash couldn't help but feel drawn to him. How could someone with so little seem so content? Curious, Akash struck up a conversation. "You seem very happy," he said. "May I ask, what is your secret?" The old man smiled. "I used to be like you once," he said. "I chased money, thinking it would bring me joy. But one day I met a fisherman in a small village who changed my perspective forever." Akash leaned in as the man continued. The fisherman caught just enough fish each morning to feed his family. In the afternoons he napped under a tree, and in the evenings he played music with his friends. He lived simply but happily. I asked him why he didn't work harder, catch more fish, and make more money. I told him that if he worked extra hours, he could save up, buy a boat, catch even more fish, and eventually build a fishing company. Then, one day, he could retire and finally relax. The fisherman laughed and asked, "But why should I spend my whole life working for a future I am already living today? I have my family, my friends, and time to enjoy life. What more do I need?" Akash sat in silence, absorbing the story. For years, he had convinced himself that happiness would come after he made more money. But no matter how much he earned, it was never enough. He had spent his entire life chasing a future he could have lived all along. That night, Akash made a decision. He still valued money, but he would no longer let it control him. He started making time for his loved ones, reconnecting with old friends, and doing things that made him truly happy. He used his wealth not just to accumulate, but to live. And for the first time in years, he felt free. Moral: money is important, but it is not the destination, it is just a tool. True wealth is not in how much you have, but in how much you enjoy the life you live today.